Salutations everyone, and this is my thoughts on the Halo 5 Guardians beta. Our time with it has come and gone, it has passed, the beta is now over, and we can now only look back and reflect upon our time with it. Here's some Slayer for you guys. Not an amazing gameplay, I don't claim to be an amazing Halo player, but I've been a fan of the series since I first played it back in, 2002. Probably the first time I played the first Halo at a friend's house. But I'm a Halo fan, always have been, always will be, and my time with the beta was about, I'd say, 3 hours based off of what the game told me the last time I was able to play. I didn't get to play as often as I wanted because the beta wasn't always working. The matchmaking was broken about half the time, which it's a beta, it's fine. Reach beta had its problems as well, but if you haven't played the beta, it was only available to Master Chief Collection owners. The overall feel of the game, universally, the beta of the multiplayer was pretty positive. Universally across the board, most people really liked the multiplayer. It was universally very well received from all the comments I've seen on every video, on any forums or websites, as well as, in the game itself, for the people that were talking. And I wouldn't say that I'm certainly in that camp. I can't safely say that I was, because I had my difficulties with the beta. There was a lot of things that I did not like about it, I'm not going to lie. Now, I would not claim to be a Halo veteran, a hardcore Halo player, or a Halo fundamentalist, as most people are who love Halo at its best at Halo 2, and that's why so many people wanted to buy the Master Chief Collection so they could relive those Halo 2 heydays back when things were, more simple. And Halo 5 definitely seems to go more into that simple category than the last iterations did. My only Halo multiplayer experience is with a little bit with Halo 3, but mostly with Halo Reach and Halo 4. My personal favorite Halo multiplayer experience is in Halo 4. I really enjoyed it. I did very well in Halo 4 across the board, and there's a lot of things I really liked about Halo 4 when compared to the other Halos in the multiplayer capacities. I might be the minority in that respect, but that is how it is. A lot of people have always criticized Halo for, oh, they're just copying this from this shooter, or oh, they're going mainstream, blah, 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 blah. And as long as the game is making improvements, I don't care what they're copying or what they're doing. Halo, it's still Halo. It still feels like Halo. It still acts like Halo. It's got a lot of the same weapons as Halo. The game still feels and plays like Halo. So if you're worried about that, don't be. It's still Halo at its core, as I feel every other Halo multiplayer experience has given us. Now, my favorite Halo experience was Halo 4. It had good creative classes. It had, the weapon ordnance drops that rewarded, good players. It had some pretty decent maps. There was a lot of, it was a good balance struck. For the most part, there were some things that, really dominated in some cases. But, that's going to be the case with pretty much any multiplayer game. But with Halo 5, I feel like they were going for, and according to many people, succeeded in simplifying the game more. I don't know if there's going to be creative classes in the final game, but there wasn't in the beta, and it doesn't feel like there's going to be. There was creative classes in the Halo 4 beta, and they did have creative classes, so if you were wondering about that, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. They did change up what weapons we did spawn with throughout the beta. There were many different changes and different things that you can do according to when in the beta you played. Most of the time you can spawn with just an assault rifle. There was also a time when you would spawn with assault rifle and a battle rifle. Battle rifle and DMRs and light rifles are all power weapons on the map. The battle rifle is insanely good, very much better than the DMR or the assault rifle. Assault rifle historically weak, and it maintains that, which is, fine from assault rifle standpoint. But I enjoy creative class weapon setups because it allows me to cater to a specific map or a specific game type. Usually just the map. You could have an assault rifle for your smaller maps, a DMR, a battle rifle for your larger maps, a plasma pistol for maps that had more vehicles or vehicles just at all. There weren't any in this beta for us to play with, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but not from what I experienced. There were a couple of game modes that we were allowed to play. This being Slayer, nothing's changed. It's the same it's been for the last 35 years. And There was a new map, the game type called Stronghold. I believe it's new. I didn't get to play it because when that was available, the beta was broken. And there was also a brand new no respawn timer, first to 5, 66. And that was pretty fun. The maps were specifically made for that. Everyone spawned with an SMG, but unfortunately there were power weapons, which kind of threw off the balance. I would just go up and grab a battle rifle and easily kill 2 or 3 people, and that just seemed unfair. But the game type, I think, was fun and solid and a good addition. But as far as the changes that they've made from Halo 5 to Halo 4, most of the parts I didn't like. They did add it, as you can see, an aim down sight on every single gun. It's no longer just for scoped weapons like the sniper rifle or the DMR. You can now scope in with all the rifles. It doesn't seem like it affects your accuracy. Aiming down sight didn't seem to decrease the spread on my assault rifle or my battle rifle, or make the DMR any more controllable, as historically it wouldn't. And most people, the vast majority of players that I saw who did kill me in the kill cam, weren't aiming down sights, and that probably makes sense because Halo veterans aren't used to aiming down sights. So why would they change that? That makes sense. So that's a change. Maybe just cosmetically, it doesn't seem to have any actual change, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't claim to be a Halo enthusiast or a great Halo player who was great on Halo knowledge. I've just played every single Halo that's ever existed. Every single one I've played, and I've enjoyed the vast majority of them, especially along the major storyline. And other changes, as you can see, the power weapons are incredibly powerful this time around. Very, very powerful. There are no ordnance drops. There is a timer on the power weapons. The map announcer will tell you when the weapons are spawned. If your team picks it up, the enemy picks it up. That's good. That's pretty cool. So you don't have to, game the system and, really like make a mental note of when things are going to spawn and such like that. So that was pretty nice. But the power of the power weapons was quite larger than they have been in previous games. I thought the discrepancy between weapons that you spawn with and the power weapons were larger than I had ever experienced, at least in the past 3 Halo games. And I realized a lot of people like that. I myself, I did not. I like it when things are much more balanced. This is more old school. Everyone spawns with the exact same thing and you have to pick up all the good weapons. I understand why some people like that and why some people are nostalgic about that, but I myself think it's an improvement when you have a creative class and you get to change up different things, not the same stuff over and over again if you don't want it to be. And the SMG that I'm holding right here is, in my opinion, the strongest power weapon that Halo has ever made. I'm going to get a lot of ridicule for that, but that's just what I felt. I felt incredibly OP with it in my hands, and incredibly not in the battle when it was against me. It was one-sided pretty much every time unless someone already had super low shields. Well, you see me rack up. I tried to use all the power weapons that were available on this map to showcase it for the most. There's the SMG, the light rifle, the DMR, the battle rifle, sniper rifle, of course, which you saw me use earlier. There's also the energy sword, as this gentleman shows to my abdomen. There's also a Prophet's Bane, which looks and feels and plays exactly like the energy sword. I don't know if there are differences, but they're called different things, but they feel exactly the same, both me using it and it being used against me. There's probably differences, and I just didn't notice them because I'm a tool. Whatever, that's fine. And there was also another brand new power weapon introduced on one of the maps specifically. That was some sort of rocket launcher. I didn't get to use it very much, but it was different. So the power weapons are very, very strong in this game. Very, very, very strong. And I wasn't a fan of that. I like it when a game has more balance and isn't about map control and having a good spawn and sticking and camping with your teammates. Halo's a very campy game. I get that. That's fine. But for me, the spawns were very bad. Everyone stuck on the same side of the map, and if you saw my last game, you see what happens when that happens. There are no grenade indicators, which I think is a step back. The grenades feel stronger in this game. I'm not sure if they are. A lot of people that I've talked to said that they thought it was stronger as well. So it results in a lot of deaths when you don't know where they're coming from and everyone spawns with 2. Final score here is 23 kills, 7 assists, and 10 deaths. Let me know what you guys thought about the beta, if you played it or if you just watched people play it, and what you think about it, and if you're excited about the game. I'm still going to buy it. I love Halo, if nothing else than the story, but I will still play some of the multiplayer. I just felt very underwhelmed in this beta. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.